Hey everyone, welcome back to Factorio. This is the Season 2, Episode 3. The other two episodes, Episodes 1 and 2, you'll actually be able to find... Oops, didn't mean to do that. You'll be able to find in the live streams that I did. Those are kind of the Episodes 1 and 2. And this is really an unofficial Episode 3. I don't know if I'm going to be labeling the episodes, but this is just a continuation of the series. Typically I'd stream this, but I just don't have time to stream this week, so I'm recording this kind of late at night, and I'm going to be giving it to you hopefully within the next couple of days. So we're just looking at the big picture here. On the last stream, I implemented this huge system up here, which is both producing a ton of ore and also outputting a bunch of these copper plates. Now, the copper plates are just copper plates as of now. They're not being turned into anything. You can see this line is basically just stopped as it is right now. And we're going to be doing the same thing with iron this episode. And we're going to be using some blueprints to do that. So left click, right click to open. Okay. Upgrade items and entities for the blueprint, export to string. So I can do a ton of different stuff in these blueprints. I finally figured out how to do these blueprints using Alt-B. I can select stuff and it will open it for me in this little guy right here. Can I do Alt-B again, or do I hit Q? There we go, I just hit Q and it kicks me out of that. So if I'm looking to place something, say this blueprint that I have on hand, this is the same basic processing that's up here. You'll see it's a 1-to-1 match. Everything just turns blue whenever it is there. So we're going to have something like this down here. And it is going to be doing something very similar. And it's just going to be outputting to main belts that go here. And then I'm going to make them go all the way out to the rest of my area. You can see I've cleared out a ton of space for a giant factory. Of course, that's what Factorio is all about. So, step number one, before I even worry about building that, I need to get this coal down here somehow. And I think the best way to do so is going to be splitting it off. I made a quick splitter. This is like a level 2 splitter. I'm just going to be doing that. And then I'm going to make some underground belts, I think. Let's go like this. It should be actively splitting everything. And let's do a quick little turn here. And we'll keep using these underground belts. And you know what? While I am doing this, let's actually get some more of these cooked up. I think I can make... Yeah, there we go. That should be enough. And then some more of these transport belts as well. It seems like I can make a lot of stuff. And it's going to take a while to make. So just ensure that we have enough materials. We're eventually going to transfer all of these over to red because they go much further. Also, it seems like our brick production has run out of coal. Hopefully we can alleviate that pretty quickly. So you'll notice that this is going to be producing again, and it should work out pretty well for us. Yeah, this looks great so far. Now, we do have coal on both sides of the belts, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Actually, what I'm going to do... guess I need to get a little bit closer. Is do that so we have a little tiny backlog of stuff. Of course, we have a backlog of coal over here, too. So let's do this. Perfect. So then I should be able to turn this right down here. And there we go. I'm also going to be splitting this again to run it over to the boiler as well. But we won't worry about that just yet. I just want to get it into this line so we can do this. Check it out. So we do have coal on top and then ore on the bottom. It's actually inverse of that setup up there, but it should work out just fine. I'm actually going to break that and get all of those iron plates. That's a ton of iron plates. It's going to be great, though, for whenever we do need to build stuff. So I think we're going to need a couple more stone furnaces. Let's get 2 more of those. Actually, let's get 2 more in addition to that. And let's see. I know that we're going to need some inserters. Let's grab some of those. We have plenty of basic transport belts, but you know what? probably always use a little bit more. All right, now going down to these blueprints. I should be able to just slap this down, and you'll see it fits very nicely. I didn't even plan it out this way, but it fits very nicely up against the line that's carrying coal. So I think it'd be nice to put it right here. You'll notice, though, it doesn't actually place any of these. We have to place it ourselves. But it lets us go ahead and look and kind of plan this out a little bit nicer before we do finalize any designs. So say something like this can be going up here. So let's go... Yeah, this looks nice. There we go. So leave a space. Actually, and then it should be like this. And then it'll be splitting. And then we should have 2 lines, yes? Oh, actually, no. We want one more. There we go. And now we'll have this splitting up there. And that should be 2 evenly distributed lines of iron. Should be. Keyword should be. Did I just do this wrong again? My goodness. Let's go ahead. There we go. Now it should be splitting. 3rd time's a charm. All right, let's come back down here, and we'll finish placing everything, and I will be right back as soon as I finish. All right, just got all this placed, so we'll go ahead and connect this up. And what we should see here is these first rows are going to start grabbing stuff. Obviously, we're going to have this coal moving down. We really only need it on the one side. We're not going to have that high of a demand where we really need it on both sides, but it's going to be best to have it on both sides so we can split it off here as well. You'll see, look at that. Look at all of that production. That's fantastic. Actually, it's going to be stellar as soon as we get done. But this is going to be on both sides, and you can see that it's going to be that way because we have these pushing them to the top edge of the belt and these pushing them to the bottom edge of the belt. And we can probably actually speed this up by adding more of these stone furnaces, but I think 8 is fine for now for the production, because if we come to the map here, you can see that in places we actually have minimized the amount of pollution. Now, as for the issue of getting the coal over to the boiler, we can just do this on a slow line. It doesn't need to be fast for now, and we can always come back and replace it. It looks like we're actually going to run out of these. Let's go ahead and just get more. Another thing that I want to do is really beef up the traversal system that I have. So something like this, where I can still run across it, you know? You can tell I definitely high step it whenever I'm running on that. And then whenever we get over to the main loop over here, we're going to have more as well. So let's go ahead and keep these moving on up here. There we go. And I think we're getting to a good point where we can start divvying up some materials. And we're going to basically remake all of this. I did have some research going, but I ran out of red research, actually. Come back over here. As you can see, it is out. And then we are just going to put one of those right there. And that should be fine for the time being. I'm just going to go ahead and throw those in so that it doesn't die on us while we're working. But you'll see, this is great for transferring all of this coal down here super quickly, super efficiently. It's really out of the way, and we can use the space in between these as we see fit. Now you'll say, you know, you're going over this quartz ore here, this silicon that we're going to be needing in the future. Yes, that's true, but also consider that we're going to have plenty of time to mine this, and we can always come back and grab it. We just don't need it right now, and so this is tin, I guess, because with this tin ore. But we have plenty of time. We can always come back and grab that later. What is in here? Oh, we got a bunch of copper. We already have a ton of iron that's kind of, it's not in the way, but we can definitely move some of this out of our inventory. We just don't need that much, really. And then I think I had some steel cooking up over here, just for the time being. There we go. That's all finished. This is looking great. And we have a pretty good flow rate coming out of these things. You'll notice that, again, the coal isn't moving too quickly, but once we add some more of these furnaces, maybe some more mining drills, we can always expand further later. All right, now our first priority is getting some more of these research things going on. So I'm going to go ahead and tear these down because we are certainly going to need them. Let's just go ahead and really just tear all of this down. What's in here? There's just a bunch of research. Great, but can't use it right as we have no active research, really. Okay. So everything should still be going up here. I just want to make sure that this is laid out pretty neatly. Really don't want to have too much spaghetti wire if I can help it. You are really pressing my buttons today. There we go. That's not too bad. And then once we get this new electric energy distribution, we can go ahead and change this whole entire system down here to a much more efficient means of wiring these up. There, just for redundancy's sake. That looks good. All right, so coming over here, let's get this set up in the correct fashion. So from the iron, we're going to need some gears. Actually, give me a second to plan this out, and then I'll come back. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We have the iron come in here, obviously. It's going to be making these iron gear wheels. We want these to be placed on the near side of the belt. On the other side of the belt, we're going to be having some of the copper plates. Because if you look at the recipe here, we need a copper plate and an iron gear wheel. I have 4 of these because I think it's going to be much more efficient in the long run, and I've already broken those down. How many did I have? I had 4. 4 labs, which hopefully soon that's going to be turning into 6, and those can be directly above here for the time being, or we can carry these off to wherever we need them to be. But for now, I think it's going to be a decent amount of production. And then we're going to have these continuing on, because for the next tier of the research packs, or the science packs, excuse me, we need transport belts and inserters, which if you take a look at Bob's Logistics, so inserters are going to need an iron plate and an iron gear wheel, and they're going to need a basic circuit board. Basic circuit boards are made with 3 times copper cable and a wooden board. So those we're going to have to break out and bring in from a different source, but what we can do is use the copper from this line to make some copper wire coils, and then we can shuffle those over. But basically, before I get into too much more logistics, let's just say that we're going to have these lines continue so that they can start producing the same stuff as the other science pack. Sound good? Sounds good to me. But let's go ahead, get these here at decent intervals. And you'll see why I'm staggering them here in just a second. I want them to be able to pick up almost right away, but still have a little bit of a buffer probably. Obviously, these are unpowered as of now, but let's see. What would we need to get copper here? Maybe we do a nice little splitter action. Yeah, this looks good. Let's go ahead and get one of these underground belts. I think it's going to be nicer in the long run to have an underground belt so that we have everything kind of organized. So let's do 1, 2, can't quite reach. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're also going to need these 2 just at the very end. Here and here. So everything should be powered, if I'm looking at this correctly. Oh, wait. You guys are not. That's right, we need this over here. This is kind of based on a design that I had seen on the subreddit, the Factorio subreddit, that is. But obviously I do not have nearly the materials required to do it their fancy way. So I'm just going to be doing it my kind of stupid way. And let's just hope that it works out. So for this, I think I'm just going to have this come down over here. Like so. We're just going to place these at regular intervals until we meet up over here. There we go. So all of this should be powered. These should start producing. Yeah, all of these are loaded up with copper plates already. They're just waiting for these. Perfect. All right, this is already looking good. Not great, but good. So these just produce super slowly, which was the issue that we were running into last time. But we can also start getting up the other tiers of things. So let's see. We can probably have this guy sitting right around here, maybe. And this is going to be our basic transport belts. So it's going to be grabbing some iron off of this, and it's going to be grabbing some gear wheels off of that. So let's go ahead and extend the iron supply over a little bit. And you can see that we still have plenty of room for both copper and iron to be distributed however we need to. We may need to move some things around, like we may need to shift this down and then have, you know, another line. But we will deal with that as we need to. This is full up. So this was the other issue that I was kind of running into. I don't exactly know where I want to put these. On one hand, I could have them on a completely different belt and then just having this guy load it over. Well, let's see. If I do something like this, actually, I don't even need it that long. If I have this here, what side are you going to put it on? Now, will you always put it on that side, or when this fills up, will you put it on the other side? No, this will always put it on the bottom, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. We don't need this on the top. So what we can do is we can have this little guy hang out right there, and this should be fine. I will kind of squish these together. I know it might seem a little bit cramped. And then this offset, we want this to go perfect to the top there. So you see how we're kind of working this out a little bit. The next step in this process is going to be probably, let's see. Well, we're definitely going to need the gear wheels down here. Let's find a way to get the gear wheels also along this rail in just a second. Let's see, what do these need? So these need gear wheels, iron plates, and then we need the basic circuit boards. So the basic circuit boards are going to be the biggest headache because they're going to require an offshoot for this. Let's see. Yeah. Let's just put that there. And then theoretically, let's say you are going to be grabbing... Going to be grabbing copper. You're going to be picking it up over there. Yeah. So you're going to be picking up those. Now, if we go ahead and say... so that's one space in between, so we have enough room for an inserter. Right? This is how I wanted to do it. I keep forgetting how I wanted to approach this. But certainly it's going to be difficult no matter what we decide to do. We may have to shift these around. Like, we're probably going to have to shift this up one. Yeah, let's shift that up one. There. This should give us enough room now to be able to transfer. So this is going to be our inserters. Oh, no. This is going to be... Crap. Okay, I see where I was running into the issue now. This is going to be wooden boards, and we're going to have to supply this with wood. This is going to be our basic circuit board. That's going to be supplied by both of these. One via that, the other via this. So this is going to be picking it up on the top. This is going to be going wah, wah, and this is just going to be going straight across. This we're going to be supplying with just a ton of wood. It should last it a good long time. And then we might have to come back and add more later. So then the next step in this process is going to be what? Probably at this point is just going to have to be another assembly machine. I'm realizing that we're running out of them very quickly. I'll just grab another one because we're going to need it later on. Actually, let's just grab a few. These are going to be super important, and I cannot wait until we get the technology that gives us the faster ones, because those are the real meat and potatoes here. Where are those, by the way? They're probably later on in here. I'm not seeing them just yet. Wait, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Automation 2. It's just weird because I was looking for the yellow one. I don't know why this is blue. But yeah, so this is just going to require 40. I probably should have gone for this instead of the electricity transfer, electric energy distribution that I was looking at. Anyway, so this is going to be going here, most likely. Where do I want this? Like that. I can put all of these in the middle here. Oh, look at that. Okay, this is actually working out great. So then, if I just get a couple more of these inserters, I should be able to kind of left-hand turn that into here. And then, yeah, this is how this is going to work. I don't know why I had that so far away. It doesn't need to be so far away. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to continue holding onto the copper plates. Like, I don't want the copper plates to continue. I just want the gear wheels to continue. The gear wheels are going to be taken down to here, right? Actually, this still has to be a left-hand turn. Yeah, we're going to be dropping those off there. This is going to be getting the basic circuit boards. You also need... I hope this can stretch across. You stretch this across there. You also are going to need these gear wheels. Again, this is super convoluted. This part is not from any design. This is just from my own messed up brain. And that can put it across there, which is fantastic. Okay, let's have this going over one more. Now this should be plenty far to go ahead and grab those. Okay, this is unpowered. That's okay. We kind of want that to be unpowered for now. Actually, no. Why are we having that stretch so far? We can have this go one over. Here we go. We don't have to configure this in a whack way. All right, and then down here, we're going to have a big row. I know I'm standing in the way. We're going to have a big row of the reds. So let's see. Let's start with 2. And actually, we're going to need this one more away. So we need these coming down. It's coming down. So that does have to move. So this is where we're going to get into our filter inserters. Specifically, we need this for, and this is going to be using our basic electronic components and some solder, actually. So this is fun. This is a little bit more of an advanced crafting recipe. I really do not look forward to the day where I have to automate these. So this should only be grabbing these basic transport belts. And at a decent pace as well. It's going to be faster than those can produce them at the very least. And then this guy right here is going to be grabbing out the finished ones of these. Yes. And you're going to be offset. It's going to be on that side. So then we come down here. Perfect. These are going to need to be powered, of course, but let's go ahead and get a couple more. Actually, I don't really even need to grab those. I can just grab them off the belt. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to have these going into here and here. And these need to be powered. Okay. You just grab a bunch of these. I mean, I won't be able to grab a bunch. And then these are going to be set to our transport science packs, which should start producing right away. They're going to be super duper slow, which is okay for now. And then these are going to be exporting onto a belt that goes something sort of like this. And then I actually want this to turn up, and then I'm going to be using some of my underground belts here. I'm going to need to make some more to come up here, and then this is going to be a science area. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of follow these along, and then we're going to get our science set up pretty similar to how it was last time. You need a space in between to transfer. Yes. Looking good. Okay. Oh yeah, probably help if these were extracted as well. Beautiful. All right, let's get these guys. Oh, not like that. These guys over here. Get you coming up here. There we go. So these should be now combined onto one belt. So if we ever do need to extend them out a little bit more, we absolutely have that option. Going between these, we'll be doing something sort of like this. Oh, I need another one. Ironic, now that I'm producing them, I run out of them. Yeah, we'll just do something like that. And then get these both set up. So these should start running now, and you can see we are continuing on our electric energy distribution. I'll go ahead and craft some of those up manually, but you can see anytime we actually need some of these, we can just swing by and just go whoop. There we go, grab a bunch of them, and they will keep producing. Our bottleneck here in the long run is going to be this assembling machine. Even if these were to run constantly, this one here that's going to be making the wooden boards is going to be the problem. At the end of all things, like, this is the one that will be the problem. I'll go ahead and load these up with the ones that I'm crafting. You also have to consider we have this massive amount of the automation science packs right now. We could probably extend this out as is. Yeah, we could probably extend this up one more right now if we wanted to, but I won't. I will probably say that for a later video. I wanted to make this one a little bit shorter than my streams because I know my streams go on insanely long sometimes. But you can see we have consistent production from both our copper and iron. Have them coming into this main area over here, which is going to be producing not only the gear wheels and the other components necessary for the science packs, but also the science packs themselves, which should have a bit of a backlog through here once it's all said and done. I think once these get to a consistent speed, that we actually will have a consistent backlog until we expand probably to 6. I'd probably go to 6 after this, go from 4 to 6. But anyway, I think that's a great place to wrap up. I may make some changes between episodes. I may tweak some stuff. I may complete a little bit of research so we can dive in next episode to whatever we have planned then. I'm really not quite sure what it'll be. We may be beefing up our steel production, actually. I think that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. And then also going ahead and beefing up some of our defenses. You'll also see here that I've really been slacking when it comes to clearly laying out blocks and stuff. I'm not really used to it yet. It's just not something that I have a lot of experience doing. But until it becomes more natural to me, I think I'm going to struggle laying out this base. I am really, really new to Factorio, all things considered. There are people that have hundreds or thousands of hours in. I probably have maybe 1 or 2 dozen hours in total, and I've never gotten to a point where it's become too advanced, to be quite honest. Let's go ahead and do that over to here. There we go. That looks nice. Just so we can walk through. again, not great, but it doesn't have to be great. Right now, it doesn't have to be great. I just need to keep telling myself that. I guess one more upgrade would just be moving these over. There we go. All right, I'm going to call it here. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked, please leave a like. It helps me to see what content you guys enjoy. All right, bye-bye.